Walking Stick Library presents H5N1 and Wildlife with your librarian hostess with the mostest, Eileen Kramer.
Because we have a topic switch and we're running late, and that's fine. I don't care, because we could always do more of this tomorrow. If we don't get all the way through, we don't get all the way through. Now, next up, we were going to do bunkity bunk bunk. We're going to do H5N1 and Wildlife. And how this came out was, there was a while ago a rather nasty article by Peter McCullough about gain of function in H5N1. And I don't know if I can find it really quickly. There it is. We got it. I'm going to bring down my curtain and I'll show you the article. And we had this on a few weeks ago, and it's rather interesting. Okay, drop the curtain and minimize. Let's take a look. And this is the article, and I can actually get the real deal if I work at it. I'll get the title this way if we can't get it another way. I can pick this up through Google Scholar. That's not what I want. Let me get, I don't want that either. I want Google Scholar. Let me go get it. Go. Beautiful. This time we're still getting it only as a preprint PDF. Okay, this is still a preprint. I know we found this elsewhere. I know I found this elsewhere because it did show up. And I know because we actually found it. I can try GSU Library and see if we pick it up. Real quick. I don't think we will, but I'm going to try anyway. Nope, and that's fine because I know where it ended up. But anyway, this is the article. And when we did a video on it, it turned out to be in a predatory journal. And he was saying that I know this was published, but it just doesn't seem to show up anymore. He was saying that basically this virus is the result of a lab leak. And that's simply not true. The journal in which this was printed, which I don't have access to at the moment, it's back in one of my videos, and I have the videos and I can find that, is predatory. We went and checked the publisher on Beale's list. I can get that video, I can get that little bit about predatory journals up. It's not the video I'm making next for CloutHub, but if you're a CloutHub watcher or a YouTube watcher, it will show up on both eventually. The reason I know this is not quite true is that this has been H5N1 has been all over wildlife, and for several years it has been all over wildlife. Let me flip this out. And again, this is going to be a very basic search, and we are going to do the big box, not Medline, because we are doing some ecology type stuff since we're interested in wildlife. That's better. That was a nice circle anyway. Doink. And we're going to be looking at H5N1, and it has a synonym, avian flu. Or avian influenza. Let me take this and pull it so we can see it. I'm going to push us back so we can see it some more anyway. That's better. And over here we could do wild birds, wildlife. And here we could do raptors. We could do waterfowl. We could do mammals. And I'm going to get our little arrow back. And this is going to have a real and in it, not an implied one. And these are synonyms, so we squiggle. Squiggle. And this is what our search is going to look like. And we do it at GSU in the big box. I'm going to get Google up. And I am going to take most of these down. And I'm going to put this here. And I know this has been going on for a long time. You can see here along the coast, this is one of his flight ones. This has been making the eagles sick. And you can see here, they were alive and healthy one day. They were probably all gone within 2 or 3 days. This is a terrible disease. And I don't know if I have any more good pictures, but you can see the percentage of unsuccessful nests and the waterfowl mortality. And this is coastal Georgia, but you can see the drawings. This is an article from Science Reports, and it talks, and this was 2023. So this has been going on before they discovered it in cattle. This has been going on for a very, very long time. I don't know what the date is, but it should be on the bottom. 2023. So this has been going on for a couple of years. So this was early 2023. So this was known long before it infected cattle or made its way around other places. So now let's give this a run. And let's go to GSU Library and let's just run it. H5N1 and Wildlife. And it always wants me to sign in because that's the way this Cruddy interface works. Okay. This is one where they inject wildlife with the virus and see if they can shed it. It's not quite gain of function, but it's pretty close. And I saw this one earlier tonight. Rapid mortality in captive bush dogs caused by influenza in the United Kingdom. So this isn't even in the US. We can try this one. And I don't know what a bush dog is, but we could look that up. And I don't want the slop. I'll take Wikipedia any day. Aww. The bush dog is a canine found in Central and South America. In spite of its extensive range, it is very rare in most areas except Suriname, Guyana, and Peru. It was first described by Peter Wilhelm Lund from fossils in Brazilian caves and was believed to be extinct. The bush dog is the only extant species of the genus Sapothos. A genetic evidence suggests that its closest living relative is the maned wolf of South America, or the African wolf dog. The species is listed as near threatened by the IUCN. In Brazil, it is called cachorro vinegar dog, and cachorro domato, bush dog. In Spanish-speaking countries, it is called perro vinegar dog. I don't know why. Or zorro vinegar fox. Oh, there's your cute little creature. That's what died. And here it is. And we'll just do the beginning of it, because that's the best part. Europe has suffered unprecedented epizootics of high pathogenicity avian influenza 2344B H5N1 since autumn of 2021. As well as impacting upon commercial and wild avian species, the virus has also infected mammalian species more than ever observed previously. Mammalian species involved in spillover events have primarily been scavenging terrestrial carnivores and farmed mammalian species, though marine mammals have also been affected. Alongside reports of detections of mammalian species found dead through different surveillance schemes, several mass mortality events have been reported in farmed and wild animals. In November 2022, an unusual mortality event was recorded in captive bush dogs with clade 2344B H5N1, highly pathological avian influenza, being the causative agent. The event involved an enclosure of 15 bush dogs, 10 of which succumbed during a 9-day period, with some dogs exhibiting neurological disease. Ingestion of infected meat is proposed to be the most likely infection route. Avian influenza viruses in wild birds in Canada. Highly pathogenic H5N1 virus from Eurasia. Well, that's not your pattern, is it? And it's also coming in from out west. Let's have a look. We're not clunking tonight. That's always a pleasure when we don't clunk. Okay, okay, that's not my article. Whoopie-doop, that's not it. Let's grab this one. This is the one we want. Let's see if we open. Yeah, we do. This looks good. We're getting there. Come on, let us in. Okay. This is American Society for Microbiology. Following the detection of novel, highly pathogenic avian influenza viruses, H5N1 clade 2344B in Newfoundland, Canada, in late 2021, avian influenza virus surveillance in wild birds was scaled up across Canada. Herein, we present the results of Canada's interagency surveillance program for avian influenza in wild birds. During the first year, November 2021 to November 2022, following the incursions of HPAIV from Eurasia, the key objectives of the surveillance program were to identify the presence and distribution of HPAIV and other AIVs, identify wild bird morbidity and mortality, identify the range of wild bird species infected by HPAIV, and genetically characterize the detected AIV. A total of 66,246 dead wild birds were tested, of which 27.4% were HPAIV positive across 12 taxonomic orders and 80 species. Geographically, HPAIV detections occurred in all Canadian provinces and territories, with the highest number in the Atlantic and Central flyways. Peak detections differed across flyways, the national peak occurrence in April 2022 in an additional 11,000, almost 300 asymptomatic harvested or live captured wild birds. 5.2% were HPAIV positive across 3 taxonomic orders in 19 species. Whole genome sequencing of HPAIV of Eurasian origin, as most prevalent in the Atlantic flyway, with multiple reassortments of mixed Eurasian and North American origin distributed across Canada, with moderate structuring of the flyway scale. Wild birds were victims and reservoirs of HPAIV H5N1 2344B, which is our current variant, underscoring the importance of surveillance encompassing samples from the sick and the dead, as well as live and harvested birds to provide insights. So it's been going on a while, and it's been going in all different directions. Okay. This may have a map. Genotypic clustering of H5N1 avian influenza viruses in North America, evaluated by ordination analysis, and this is 2024. Let's see if we can get the PDF without any problems. Oh, this one's easy. I want to see if there's an abstract that shows where they ended up. This isn't telling me where they found them. But they are collecting them from all of the flyways. Again, all the migratory bird flyways have this, including the Pacific. The biggest ones are actually out west. And then they do all this fancy mapping, but you can see there are clusters on the west coast and clusters on the east coast. Okay, I'm not going to take you in too deep. Let's see what else we got. We got some wild dogs here. Black bears in Quebec. Avian raptors in Germany, 2344B, so this is also over in Europe. Sorry, Pete, you don't got it right. This is all over the place. And here we have transition of highly pathogenic clade, 2344B. A clade is everything descended from a common ancestor. And I remember when cladistics was a theory, sort of an up-and-coming theory in the mid-'80s when I was in college. Now it's like gospel. So, transition of a highly pathogenic clade 234B H5 avian influenza virus HPAIV from episodic to enzootic status in northern European countries, which means you've now got a reservoir of this thing, was associated with severe losses and even mass mortalities among various wild bird species, both avian and mammalian raptors hunting infected, debilitated birds or scavenging on virus-contaminated avian carcasses contracted HPAIV infection. This precarious pathogen prey-predator relation further worsened when in 2021-2022, outbreaks in Germany overlapped with the hatching season for avian raptor species. Raptors are hawks, like eagles and falcons. Retro and prospective surveillance revealed avian raptors as important indicators of HPAIV and its genetic diversity on the one hand. On the other hand, their role as victims in HPAIV is stipulated. The first case of HPAIV H5N1 related death of a white-tailed sea eagle hatch in Germany 2021, followed by several such cases in 2022, and a low overall seropositivity rate among white-tailed sea eagles, nestlings raised fears of a serious negative impact on reproduction rates of white-tailed sea eagles and other birds of prey when HPAIV becomes enzootic in an ecosystem. However, comparable stable breeding success of white-tailed sea eagles in the study area in 2022 and a potentially evolving natural immunity raises hopes for a less severe long-term impact. Here we have bears, and we can get more. This was just 10. Here we have swans in Kazakhstan, so this isn't just in the United States at all.